On to news further afield now. Trade and investment, America's place in the world, and the question of an increasingly unpredictable North Korea are likely to feature at the top of the agenda when United States President Donald Trump meets with his Chinese counterpart today. President Xi Jingping will be welcomed at Trump's golfing resort in Palm Beach, Florida, beginning a two-day mini-summit between the leaders of the world's two largest economies. This will be their first face-to-face after a presidential campaign in which Trump berated China constantly over issues of trade, currency manipulation, and Beijing's cautious approach in dealing with neighbor North Korea.
President Trump's America First policy is likely to be his guide in his first meeting with President Xi, moving the formalities from the White House to the Mar-a-Lago retreat, where Trump previously hosted the Japanese Prime Minister earlier this year. And based just on campaign rhetoric during last year's election, the question of a ballooning trade deficit with China, control over the South China Sea, cybersecurity, and how to bring Pyongyang to heel are likely to feature prominently. This was President Trump speaking at a CEO town hall just 2 days ago, as the administration appears to be moving towards a policy of reciprocity.
I'm meeting with the president of China on Thursday and Friday in Palm Beach, Florida, and I think we're going to have a very interesting talk. We're have a lot of respect for him. I've spoken to him numerous times, but we have to do better because our deficit with China, as you know, $504 billion. That's a year.
That's incredible.
That's enough for a lifetime. Even Steve would say that. But that's a year. So we're going to have a great meeting. I'm sure we're going to have a fantastic meeting, and we're going to talk about a lot of things, including, of course, North Korea.
And while geopolitical concerns abound, Trump's major focus will be on rebuilding his country's manufacturing base, so as to put the blue-collar workers who propelled him to the presidency back to work.
We're on a sort of continuum in the sense that even in the late Obama administration, our trade and investment relationship was getting more tense, more difficult, both because of trade and investment. And I sort of look at those differently. The trade issues of overcapacity in China that were being, with a lot of production of commodities like steel and aluminum and things being, allegedly dumped in our market.
Together, the United States and China form an essential partnership in terms of addressing issues of global governance, right? Climate change, or could be refugees, or Ebola, or Iran. That somehow not only is our partnership essential, but also that in times when trade and security may be problematic, that working together on these issues is actually important for the foundation and the stability of the relationship. And I think, probably speaks more to the U.S. role globally. How do we see ourselves globally? Do we see ourselves continuing to be a leader of, in the globalized world of the, liberal international order, or are we stepping back from that? But I think it has big implications for our relationship with China.
Policy aside, the optics will also be important. On the one hand, the often brash, outspoken, self-aggrandizing, angry tweeting United States President and President Xi Jingping, the predictable, protocol-conscious, scripted and measured leader of the world's most populous country. Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.